Welcome to another CEO Wisdom Pod. We have Joy Tang with us. She is CEO at Markable AI. We're going to talk about AI today. We're going to talk about her background. It's quite interesting what they're building. It's AI automated social commerce marketplace. So it's going to be a fun convo. This podcast is presented to you by botbuyer.com. If you want to start your own podcast or scale it, monetize it, go to botbuyer.com. Joy, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and Markable.
Sure. My background is that I graduated from MIT. You can think of me as a big nerd. And before that, I have a gold medal in mathematics Olympics from China. Um, I was I was the only girl who got a gold medal in math. And then I was 16 when all the boys were 17. So I think growing up, I was always like really just into numbers, making predictions with numbers, drawing patterns. I think has always been my hobby. Even my name, like Joy, actually come from my birthday numbers. But I'm not gonna waste people's time here about that. Um, and then like this is my third startup, actually. My first startup. So I'm actually same year, same age as Mark Zuckerberg. I look a lot younger than him. But like I watched how he built up Facebook, when he started Facebook in at Harvard. And I was actually in a Jewish sorority, and I have like seen him like come into our dining hall and like recruit talents, in the early Facebook days, and I was really inspired. So my first startup was actually a copycat of Facebook, but for Chinese speaking students, because that's kind of like my niche back then. So we actually monopolized the entire Chinese overseas students social media like back then, and then I sold the company like in 2 years before I graduated, because I was still an international student, so I had to apply for a work visa. So I sold the company and then bought myself a house in Chicago, and yeah, and then I did high frequency trading for 7 years using AI to automatically buy and sell in the stock market. And then initially it was stock, and then futures, commodities, options. So like I even trade international markets. So like my algorithm was like working 24 hours a day, which was really fun. Like, the algorithm was making 150 grand a day, US dollar, pure profit. And then split amount, just like a few teammates, and my teammates are just, a few really smart nerds from the Ivy League schools. So that was a fun days. But then like when the financial market become less volatile, like I think there's more players in the scene, that I realized, the fat to squeeze is much smaller. And then, so one thing I learned is like to always look for the virgin land. The virgin land normally have is the most lucrative, like if you're one of the first people to get in. And I myself is really into social media because I'm a girl, I was in finance making decent income. So naturally, I follow influencers on social media, and I want to buy, what they're showcasing. And I'm that kind of person that always make a comment and say, hey, where can I buy, your bag? Where can I buy your outfit? Where can I buy that cool gadget? And and then 90% of the time, like the content creators have no time to respond to me. And then like initially I was frustrated, and then eventually I realized, you know what, this is the virgin land. Like they spend all this time making the content. I spend the time watching their content, and I can't even buy, on Instagram, you can't even put the link on your reels. Also on TikTok, unless you buy ads, right? So to me, it's like very underdeveloped. And if I'm looking at the social commerce market in the States compared to Asia, right? Like just China alone right now, it's like 10 times bigger market than the US. Even though the US market is huge. So I think it's just like a really early stage. I would say like US social commerce is at the infant stage at the moment. So that's when I decided like, how do I create an automation using AI to help creators who instantly sell products, and then find the right product to sell. And it was really good timing. I was able to connect with two of my neighbors. So one of my neighbors is like the #1 LTK creators. For people who know like what is LTK, they did a really good job like in the early days where they get a bunch of creators to make affiliate income. So they really trained a lot of like early creators to become affiliate creators in the US market. And then like and the Amazon storefront started like 2 to 3 years ago. And now it's also exploding. Like, so the #1 Amazon creator is also in my neighborhood. So it was such a interesting small world. And then I get to connect with them. And all of these are two women. And then they're similar age as me. And then one of them have 5 kids. The other one have 4 kids. And that's a lot of content creators are just like them, like, I mean, their husband is making a good income and then they're super talented, but they have to take care of the kids. But they also want to do their career. So like a lot of them end up become content creators and they're beautiful and they're really creative. So it's really interesting to hear their pain point. Like they exploded from making nothing like within like 2 to 3 years, and now they're both making 7-figure a year. And they're selling like 8 figures. That they're selling $10 to $20 million worth of products every year now. And then at the beginning, just like a one-man team, and now they hired assistants. But the problem is like it's really hard to find good, reliable assistants for these big accounts. And I constantly hear how they have to change their assistants, these kind of stories. And each time they change them, they have to train them from day one. They have to learn all these tools. I was like, just seems like such a big pain point. Like if I'm looking at Asia, right, like coming from China, all the top content creators, they have a team behind them. They have all these agencies. They basically support these superstars, right? And these agencies provide the whole team to not only do makeup, to do everything, but also like do product selection. Like the top social commerce creators in China, like they have like a 40-people team just to select products, to find the best products for them to showcase. Because for the creators, like if you are making money out of the affiliate, picking the right product is 90% of success, right? So, but then, so then like I created Markable, like a simple app, because I noticed all these creators, they have to teach their assistant to use like 5 to 6 different softwares. Coming from product selection, they go to Amazon or they spy on other creators, what they're selling. And then to like, once they find the product, either from Amazon or from LTK, they have to use a deep link service to turn them into the normal link into deep links. So like, what is deep link is that if you put in a normal link, let's say on Instagram, right? They put in a normal Amazon product link. When their followers click on this link, they're still inside the Instagram browser. And the Instagram browser doesn't remember your Amazon login because it's privacy, settings. So you have to manually type in your email address and your password every single time when you try to buy something. And to me, that's just very frustrating. Like 70% of people will drop at that step. So deep link is that when you click on this link, it actually opens up the Amazon app or the Target app, the Walmart app. So you're in the app, you're already logged in. The next step, just click on buy and check out. So it's that simple. So deep link actually improved the creator sales by 2 to 3 times. So 200 to 300%, which is very significant. And then once they have the deep link, they have their assistant to manually respond the creator's comments, right? And you can't even respond a link on the comment. You have to send them a direct message. That's the only place you can send a link. So it's a lot of manual steps. And I was like, okay, why don't we create a comment bot? So like an auto response bot, like whenever like the followers make a comment, say, hey, how can I buy this? Where do I get the link? It will instantly send the the deep link into their direct message system to the followers, and then actually create a natural engagement with their followers. The followers actually feel like, oh, they actually care about me, not just ignore my comments. So then we added that piece. And then actually, even if they respond to all the creators with the deep links, they still have to update their website. Because right now, a lot of creators use a website, the generic ones like Linktree. And the Linktree just give you a few simple buttons. It look the same every time someone go to your website. So the professional creators, actually my two neighbors, they initially hired us as a technology provider to automatically update their website. So whenever they post something on Instagram, on TikTok, their website will be updated with these products, clickable, the beautiful product images, and their content also on their website. So it was like a fully automated system. And then once I built it for them, like a lot of other creators start crowding to us to be like, hey, are you the one who built this for her? And we're like, yes. And that's when we realized we had a really good product market fit. So now when the creators, they can use the Markable bio link that they can have all the buttons like Linktree, but there's also like whenever you post a product, the product image will automatically show up on their website and then easily, findable. And also when they post the content will also be showing up on their website. And you can click on the content and go to the product behind the content to shop right away. So all these tools add together, we have seen that to improve the creator sales by 5 times, which is really significant. So like basically if before they were making 200 grand, now they're making $1 million a year income, right? And with this data, like we kind of just naturally gathered a bunch of creators coming to us and they're saying that, oh my God, like you guys are so helpful. And a lot of them telling me that they use many other softwares to do similar things like what we do before, but it's like 5 to 6 softwares and they have to train their system to use these softwares. And also like, it's not synchronized. You cannot go from A to Z in one place. So we basically build a modern app, like one app that has all these features. Creators can do it on their phone, like they can do that, doing grocery shopping. They can do it anywhere, like when they're on the beach. So it become like I think like the thing we did, like instead of like, so in the past, before I started Markable, like there's another startup I did. It was a pure AI startup. It was such an awesome AI technology that we got like a patents from US market. We got patents in Japan. But the problem is we couldn't sell it. I think my mindset was wrong. Like before, so it's the same, it's to solve the same pain point. Like I see someone's beautiful, handbags or beautiful items on their social media. I want to buy it and make a comment and no one responds me. At that time, my initial solution is, okay, I don't need you to respond to me because I'm actually kind of an introvert too. Like I'm an engineer. I don't want to keep talking to people, like keep asking them the same question. I was like, I will just use the AI recognition system to recognize what kind of similar product you're using. And then I will connect to millions of products database. So back then we connected with like Rakuten's database. There's like hundreds of brands, millions of products. We find similar products. And then I actually even launched this feature with China's Instagram and China's YouTube. So when you're on the social media, you will see a search button on the photos, on the video. You can click on the search button, you will find similar products. But when we launched it, we never thought about this problem will exist. Like we have like hundreds of creators start filing lawsuits to the content creator and say, hey, this is my content. I'm like representing, let's say, Louis Vuitton, and then you are showing like a $20 knockoff version, from Alibaba. And that's like, you're stealing my content for your own profit. Like it's like a conflict interest. So, and then when that happened, the content platform had to eventually, unload this feature. And then the lessons I learned is like, I cannot just create an awesome AI feature and expect people will just use it and love it. Like I have to really understanding, the ecosystem. So I learned that on social commerce ecosystem, the content creators is actually on top of the food chain. They're the top of the food chain. Some people think it's a platform. It's actually not true. It's the content creators. Because without the content creators, the platform, Instagram or TikTok will not do well. Also, like they can easily lose the content creators to another platform the next day, right? So really the people who are driving the content, driving the views, driving the traffic is actually content creators. And the second things I learned that I really need, if I know who are the people who are actually on the top of food chain, I need to understand their pain point and create AI technology, solving their problems. Not just like creating a spaceship and expect someone to ride it. I have to actually build something that people will use every day first. So that's when I changed my philosophy. And now, I always say that we're doing so well. Like our growth is double 200% every month right now. And I actually didn't even pay much money on marketing at all. Like haven't even started to sponsor creators, although we will start to next phase. But right now it just organic growth, like just creator using the platform and then other creators seeing them using and then start downloading our app. So yeah, so that's kind of like the lessons I learned. And now we added two new AI features. So one of them is called AI collage, because I noticed like the creators will oftentimes pay their system $30 per collage. And then oftentimes they will make 7 collage posts per day on their Instagram stories, which actually become very expensive. So we use a AI feature to automatically pull down the products images, remove the product backgrounds, and put them transparently on like a nice color canvas. So like the creators can pick the background colors, they can pick the fonts, they can easily make a nice collage without having to pay someone else. And this is actually a free feature. So it's also in the app. And the other AI feature is that a lot of creators will notice that English is not their first language. So they struggle with writing up the captions. So then like we have a similar to ChatGPT caption writer. So once they pick the products, we automatically generate the caption summarizing the selling points of the product and laying them in a very easy to read format. And I noticed that, Charles, you're from Mexico, so we are actually 2 weeks from now, we're launching a Spanish version for the caption. So like even for Spanish creators, they can easily generate Spanish caption or they can use the English caption. And they will summarize the product. Also, the link will automatically be added behind each product. So they can post that on YouTube, on Facebook with an easily clickable link, or without the links for Facebook and TikTok, actually.
Pretty cool. And how many clients do you have right now using the platform?
Yeah, so we have total 6,000 creators in our pipeline. And right now, because we are like a private, kind of like invite only feature. So we want the highest quality creators. So right now, the ones that are actually using our features that we allow to get in is 500 of them. But out of the 500, they generated total 450 million GMV last year. So their sales, they're like the top 1% social commerce creators. And it's invite only. So we also have a referral program, like if the creators can be invited by other creators as well.
What are your growth strategies? How do you get more folks to come on the platform?
Yeah, I mean, talking to you is one of them. Hopefully we reach more creators through your platform, or like-minded professionals to collaborate. Like we also intend to enter the other markets later, like, maybe enter Mexico later. And we also intend to enter Japan market, Taiwan market, like Southeast Asia market as well. So we currently, the growth strategy is mostly to collaborate with our existing users because our users already have so many followers and a lot of other creators are also following them. So they tend to refer other creators and they will get incentive through us. And also like we're working with a lot of creator coaches. So they're the creator that they coach other creators. So their content is facing other content creators about how to do better contents and what software you should be using. So for these creators, we're also sponsoring them, and we're also gonna be entering a lot of these creator events in and out. Like we're gonna be like try to be a sponsor for a lot of the creator events. That's our goal this year. But we're doing, baby step at a time. Not all in right away. Like we'll say, like we're testing where do we see the best results.
And what are your top goals for this year? What do you want to accomplish?
Really good question. Yeah. So, um, I really admire LTK as a company where, I see like back in 2013 when I just started to do this new direction for creator related direction. I was really excited to see their growth and how like a lot of content creators in the US starting to doing social commerce. So out of all of the revenue, 90% of the revenue is generated by the top 1% creators. And the top 1% creators, I think there's total around like maybe the people who make like over a couple million dollar sales per year. There's like around like 2 to 3,000 of them total. I think that's like their top 1%. So my goal is to get all the top 1% by end of this year in our platform.
That's pretty good. The influencers that you have on your platform, what features are they requesting the most from you nowadays?
Yeah, really good question. I would say the most frequently used is definitely the deep link feature. Because like if they use a normal link, they're losing 70% of the revenue. That's number one every day. Like whenever they're selling something, they always come to the app, convert the link to a deep link first. So they probably use it like 10, 20 times a day for that feature. The professional creators are selling like 10, 20 different items every day. Like they might be selling 5 items on one Instagram reel, and then they still add another 7 stories every day. So that's adds up. And then for the other second most used feature is the AI collage. Because they have to create these collages every day, multiple of them, 7 of them a day. And then the third most used feature is the comment bot. The comment bot, they use it once, but the comment bot is doing a lot. The comment bot probably send like thousands of comments, direct message for them every single day. But they set it up once a day because the comment bot only work with the Instagram reels. So I think, and then the fourth most used feature is the bio link. So to replace Linktree, so they can show like their recent sellers on their website easily clickable. We are actually for the second half of the year though, we are actually adding a new feature. It's a really big feature. It's also AI feature. This feature is because I noticed a lot of creators have trouble finding the right brands to collaborate with. So we're making an AI brand to creator marketplace where we also have a brand facing app as well that is on the pipeline for the second half this year. So brand can also download our app and then submit like their interest and their budget to connect with the creators. And then we'll use AI to automatically recommend the right creators who have sold similar items in the past fit in their categories to the brands. And then brands can also negotiate the pricing with the creators on the app. And then also send the samples without actually the creator have to send them their address, because those are also private information. Once the brands hit send samples, the sample will automatically be sent to the creator without having to know their private data. So those are coming up. The second half this year is to, and I think it's really exciting because I really think it's a strong need for both brands and also strong need for the creators.
Very cool. Where can people find out more about you, Joy?
Yeah, I think I'm most active on LinkedIn. Although, to be honest, I'm not that active on social media. I'm an introvert. I'm the product head of the company, but we do have the Markable Instagram account that we update frequently every week. And then you guys can definitely reach out to me on my Markable.ai Instagram account. And then also feel free to find me on LinkedIn. If people want to do partnership, I'm just search Joy 10 on LinkedIn, graduate from MIT. You should be able to find me.
Thank you so much, Joy.